Hello and welcome to Biology 101. My name is Dr. Amy Kennedy and I will be your instructor for Biology for Life. Keep in mind that this is a non-majors course, so it will not meet any of the prereqs for any of the upper level biology classes. So let's look at the course. When you open up onto the home page, you'll be in the content area. And so here's the content area, and to switch to the other areas, you can navigate across the top of the screen. One of the first things you'll see under the content area are Campbell resources. And so this is a good place to orient yourself with the library and finding resources through Campbell University. The next will be the help. And with the help, you see you have Campbell direct textbook program. So this will take you to see how to access the Mastering Biology, which will be essential in this course. Any questions you have. Also under this Mastering Biology help, this will take you to the course materials via the LTI link with Pearson. And so this is where you'll go to integrate into the Mastering Biology and see your e-text. But all resources may not be available until the first day of class, which is Monday. You can also find these types of tools over here under View Courses and Institution Tools. And so here's course materials over here also. Here also is the Peer Deck Tutor that you can use for online tutoring. Always hit the X to close out. And some other documents to help you see what you should see when accessing Mastering. First thing you want to do is start here, Orientation and Course Contacts. This is where you'll find this orientation video. You can also find a link to the Pearson text, how to contact me, a little bio on me. I'm always happy to meet with you or answer any questions you have live, and I will do that via the virtual Zoom. So just contact me and we'll set up a meeting time. Want to make sure you view your syllabus. This will tell you everything that we're going to cover in the course with each area of the course. You'll have discussions, homework, self-grading quizzes, exams, and laboratory assignments. This is your textbook. You need to log in several times a week. 40% of your grade will come from the blogs, chapter homework, and chapter quizzes. Module exams will be 30%, the final 5%, and then the laboratory and associated exercises will be 25% of your grade. Campbell's on a 10-point grade scale. Lots of helpful information, so be sure to review through the syllabus. At the very end of the syllabus, you will see a summary of what we will cover each week, when it's available and when it's due. You will also see this in several other places. I'll have it at the beginning of each week, and I will have it on the course calendar. And I have this printable course calendar that you can look at. This is a one-page version of it. And it has all of the due dates and when things are released. The first 2 weeks will be a little tight. The first week we're just going to cover chapter 1. So week 1 we cover chapter 1. Then that is due Saturday, that first chapter. Then I will release chapters 2 and 3, and this tells you week 2 homework and quiz release. And then all of that will be due the following Saturday. But I will release week 3 here, and then it'll be due the following week. The day that your homework and your quizzes are due, or the day that I will release the exam, and it will be due 2 days later. And again, these first couple weeks will be a little off sync till we get in sync, and then once we're in sync, you can see for the rest of the semester your exams will always be due on Sunday, labs due on Tuesday, homework and quizzes due on Thursday, new material will all be released on Friday, and discussion boards will be due on Saturday. So this is a quick and easy guide to what will be released and what will be available. And if there's ever any doubt that you're not seeing something that you need or you don't understand, please contact me. If you don't ask, I can't help. But that's what I'm here for. If I don't answer your email within the day, if it's between 8 and 5, feel free to email me again. If it's on weekends or after hours, if I don't answer it within 12 to 24 hours, feel free to email me again. You're not going to bother me. The email will not wake me up. The email will not interrupt what I am doing. So email me as much and as often as you need, and I will be glad to help you out. You will also find a summary of our weekly work here, the biology and dynamic study modules. The homework is a 1% per day penalty. The dynamic study modules, this is critical, and it's not because I don't want to set a late penalty, it's because the Mastering Biology site will not let me. You cannot turn in the dynamic study modules late. If you miss the due date, there will be an automatic 0. So make sure you get your dynamic study modules done on time. Lecture quizzes are in Blackboard. So this is all within Blackboard, and the exams are in with Blackboard under each week. You have multiple attempts on the quizzes. I recommend taking both attempts because that's where your questions are going to come from with your exam. With the lecture exam, it will include some written questions. The written questions are available for you in each weekly folder. I advise doing those ahead of time. You can make notes. You can have 2 pages of handwritten notes, not typed. They must be handwritten, and they can only be on one side of the paper, and you need to show those to me during your room scan with the respondents. Your lab and your lab quizzes, these will mainly be in the Mastering Biology site, but you will have a couple that will be at other sites. And then the discussion forums each week. This is a good place to earn easy points. They're interesting, usually mostly TED Talks, and you'll just give your opinion on them and respond to your classmates. And the response to your classmates earns you 25 points of that grade. So be sure that you give some thoughtful and interesting comments to your fellow students. So that's a summary of our weekly work. And then how to download and use Respondus Lockdown Browser is given here. And again, if you looked up here with the help, there was a link to the Respondus Lockdown Browser help page. If you have problems with Respondus or with technical issues, contacting the help desk or contacting Respondus will be your quickest resolution. I will try to help, but I am definitely not your IT person. And then once you get Respondus downloaded, try the practice assignment to make sure that everything is working correctly. After you have finished the orientation, emailed me as another component of the orientation, so be sure that you email me as part of the orientation. With week 1, the week 1 overview, in here again you'll see what we're going to be covering, the components of chapter 1, and our due dates. And again, I remind you, 0 if not done by the due date for the dynamic study modules, a 1% per day penalty for the homework. And then chapter quizzes, weekly exams within Blackboard, and then your lab assignments. The lab materials. This is a link to the mastering site. It'll take you to the lab. You have 3 attempts on the lab, and it'll be a 1% per day penalty if you turn those in late. And it may not go to the site because I'm in student preview mode. Then with the week 1 materials, here are all your weekly readings with links to the areas in the chapter where you'll be reading in the e-text, presentations and videos. And so here are videos that you can do. Another instructor who teaches this class most of the time has made some short videos that are very good, and then other videos that it will also be helpful. This is a link to your first dynamic study module. Again, just click on it and it'll take you to the dynamic study module and mastering along with the homework. These are those possible short answer questions that I mentioned earlier that will be on your exam. So the multiple choice, the exam will be multiple choice and short answer. You'll have 3, 4, 5. You'll have some different amounts of essays. The first week is just going to be 2 because there's only 1 chapter, but when we get into weeks with more chapters, there will be more short answer questions. On this first exam, these short answers will be worth 20 points of your exam, and the multiple choice component will be worth 80 points. So make sure you answer these ahead of time and are familiar with the questions so that you can do well on your exam. And then here is the exam. It'll be due Saturday, May 26th, or the first Saturday of the class if this isn't the summer session. And then there's your chapter quiz. But again, I recommend doing the quiz before the exam because those same questions will be showing up on the exam. And here's your first discussion board. And so this will be the first week's discussion boards, introducing yourself to the class. So I showed you the calendar under Start Here. And so that's a printable calendar that you can print off. But then you can also go to the calendar here, and under schedule, you're going to want to switch it to month. That'll give you a better view of when everything is due. And you can see the week 1 materials and when they're due this week. Another way to view the calendar that will give you a list view of what's due at each time is to come up and look at due dates. And it'll tell you that what's due on May 26th, May 24th, May 23rd. And I need to move the due dates for the end material, so please disregard that. Under announcements is where you'll find your course announcements. Discussions, this is where you'll find your weekly discussion boards. The grade book, you can look at your grades in here, and I am getting all 0s at the moment, but hopefully yours won't look anything like that. Although with the new Blackboard Ultra, it does sometimes populate 0s for things, and I'm not quite sure why, but once you do it and post it, then it goes away. Messaging, you can email me through this area, or you can email me directly. We will not be using groups. Another way you can email me is there's a little email icon right here beside this that you can use. So welcome to Biology 101. I really look forward to working with you guys this semester. And if you have any questions, please reach out. If you don't ask, I can't help, and I am here to help, and I want to help. You guys have a great day.